Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. How are you doing today? I hope that you are enjoying your day and that you are enjoying your reads. Today I am going to be wrapping up all of my February reads. Now there aren't that many because I tackled Crime and Punishment and a 787 book this month, but I am very happy that I had 4 books on my TBR and I finished 4 books. So I call February a win. The first book that I completed is Crime and Punishment by Fyodor Dostoevsky. And this was my first read of his, and I am now a fan. I am not going to go on and on about this book, even though I could, because I already did a dedicated review, but this was a buddy read with Courtney Reads. To kind of summarize my feelings on it, I just loved the discourse on the politics of the time, the communism and the nihilism that was already seeping into the culture at that time. I love the psychological analysis of our main character, the feelings of family love, the discourse on what it's like to lie to ourselves, feelings of guilt that can be more punishing than any actual punishment the government can give you. I just absolutely loved and adored this book, and I adored buddy reading it with Courtney. Check out my full review if you want to hear a little bit more. So the next book I am just going to touch on as well, because I do plan on later in March doing a dedicated review to it. But it was the 3rd book in the last Hour series, Cassandra Clare's Chain of Thorns. And this is the next generation, the kids of the characters from the Infernal Device series. So we've gone from Edwardian period for the Infernal Devices, and now we are in the Edwardian period, and these kids are, coming into their own as shadow hunters. We have, always the good against evil, and I liked so many things about this book. I always ship Cassandra Clare's main romance. This was no exception. I did feel like there was too much heavy petting, and I'm not sure, but perhaps even some sex. I don't think anything got to the smut point. I have a personal conviction that I don't read sex scenes. So Cassandra Clare's never been smutty in any of her books, but she has, in my opinion, gone a little bit too far for teenagers. I believe in letting kids be kids for as long as they can, but that is just my opinion. But there were so many good things about this book as far as just the adventure and the relationships, lots of positive messages in sibling relationships and family relationships, and as always, found family feel with her stories of we choose a lot of times our families. There are these people that are parabatai in her books that are like basically spiritual warriors, and I always love to read about that bond. So I definitely recommend this book for adults, not necessarily the teens that it's in the teen section at the bookstore. So I'll talk more about that in a non-spoiler full review at another time. All right, now next, I participated in February's read for the Cozy Hollow Book Club. This is hosted by Lauren Love Reads, Pride and Paperback, and Happy Go Lovely Reads channel. And it was Pride, Prejudice, and Peril. Now this is not, it has Jane Austen love in it, but it is not a Jane Austen retelling. This is about an English literature teacher who specializes in Jane Austen literature, and she has been hired on as a person who is able to really help out with the Jane Austen era on a reality show called Dating Mr. Darcy or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it was called. I loved the Jane Austen things thrown in there. There was a love interest in the story that was a Shakespearean expert. Loved a little bit of Shakespeare thrown in there. I enjoyed the mystery itself. I did guess the killer pretty early on, and I also didn't really connect with the main character. She was just a little bit too, she seemed untouchable to me. So I really did enjoy the cozy mystery story, but I didn't love it as much as I wanted to because I didn't connect with the character, really any of the characters. So, but it was a fun read, and it was a perfect palate cleanser after Crime and Punishment and the 787-page Cassandra Clare YA fantasy. So the last book of the month, this is The Turn of the Key by Ruth Ware. It is a thriller, and it is about a young girl who decides to go be a nanny out in the country for this very odd family who has this beautiful Victorian house, but they have modernized it to where there are cameras everywhere. The house does weird things, and our narrator is the young nanny, and she is very unreliable. We aren't sure who's good or who's bad. The girls can be kind of odd that she's babysitting, and we know that this nanny has a secret. So there are a lot of things going on, and in the beginning we discover that things have really gone bad, and so we get pieces here and there throughout the story. I thought it was fun. I didn't think it was the best thriller I've ever read, but I really did enjoy it. I thought that the unreliable narrator in this situation was very interesting, and I kind of, even though she was a little bit crazy, I connected to her a little bit. So I hope you guys enjoyed your February reads. I hope you're doing well, that you read a lot. Have a great March, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.